Hey everyone, this is Eddie, and this morning I woke up at 3 a.m., couldn't go back to sleep. I made some notes, so I decided to make this video. And that kind of reminds me of that one story where Tom Cruise is a character. What's the name of that movie? Jerry Maguire. And I could totally relate to that guy, to the character there. Because he goes from like ultimate success, pinnacle, and then he just drops, hits rock bottom, then he jumps back up. Okay, I could totally relate to that. And I'll tell you a story of success. See, so me, in my case, I want to be a politician, but not just any politician. I want to be the perfect politician. A politician that is highly qualified, at that kind of level. So what did I do? I went to the Marine Corps military, went to the best schools here in California, graduate school, and I taught at the public schools. And then of course I went on to law school. And my platform was in education, because I love that area. And I didn't follow through on that. It's a whole different story, but the whole pay to play is something that I don't want to deal with. So then after that, it came time to prepare for the bar exam. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna study very hard. I'm gonna pass it the first time. That was the idea, right? Now, before going into that, I do want to talk about it when I was in law school. I remember this one day I was studying for constitutional law, and I was reading an outline, a commercial outline for one of the big companies. And I was like, okay, this doesn't really make any sense. I'm not getting this. There's got to be a better way. That was my thought. And considering the lectures and all that, I'm like, no. And so what I did was I ordered a book. I ordered a series of books from this one private company. And they told me what I needed to do, but they didn't tell me how to do it. So I was like, well, if you're not gonna help me now, you're not gonna help me later. Give me your best shot. This is not great stuff. So, but I said, I'm gonna figure this out. And we're now heading into April of 2017, and there's a current drive right now by some law schools and by some politicians. And pretty much they want the State Bar of California to lower the minimum passing score so that more students will pass the bar exam. Now they've opened the door, and I'm going to say this about law schools and education. Law schools do not focus on education. Now let's talk about the etymology definition of education is to draw from within. And the real focus should be on that, to develop your thoughts from within. But instead, law schools, they worry about the facts in the case, and it's not really skills there that are being developed. The practical application section right there is not really being developed by lectures. And the Socratic method there, sorry, that's not really the Socratic method. They just changed the definition of that. So that explains why many law students do not pass the bar exam. Now, the bar exam, it does require a legal education. It does require you to gather your thoughts from within, and that's called the analysis. And of course, in California, the analysis is heavy on that, and that takes the development of a certain skill. Now, let's talk about students who do pass, and most students who do pass the bar exam, they mostly rely on more than what the law schools offer. Now, don't get me wrong. I loved my law school experience. I loved the students, my fellow students, the faculty, the staff. I mean, put it this way, I didn't even want to leave, all right? And then you also have the American Bar Association requirements, so that might hinder the law schools go in really providing that education. But I don't want to talk more about that, but just keep in mind that the focus of most law schools is not education. Now, let's talk about me. How many times? Okay, I didn't pass it the first time, nor the second time, nor the third, nor the fourth, nor the fifth. I passed on the sixth time. Okay, and every time, let's talk about my feelings. Every time I did not pass, of course, I was butthurt. And for me, it was especially difficult because at that time, like, I fell in love with this one girl, and I actually wanted to marry her. That's like the only time where I wanted to marry a girl. But of course, your whole life is just put on hold there. You really can't do much but study. I mean, some people even kill themselves. That's how this thing goes, all right? This whole failing the bar exam. You just gotta shrug it off, dust it off. But see, in my case, I kept telling myself, and it would actually excite me, that there was a system to pass this. There was a formula. to pass this exam. And I would remember the words from Morpheus. He would say, their strength is based, the bad guys, their strength is based in a world built on rules, okay? And because of that, they will never be as strong as you can be. So in order for you to beat them, and you can't beat them, but you have to understand the rules. You have to decode them. And that's exactly what I did. I developed some formulas. And now I'm going to share those formulas with you. And that is how I passed. Now they say that practice makes perfect. Someone said that, okay? But now someone updated that and they said, no, it's proper practice makes perfect. And then let me say a little bit more about the state bar and that action, that attempt to lower the minimum score. So do not rely on that. Instead, you gotta man up. All right, if you're a woman, you gotta step up to the plate, and you gotta do more practice exams, and you gotta do more self-check, and you have to educate yourself, because guess what? No one else can educate you. And that is what you do. You practice properly. And I developed an online course. It's a step-by-step guide on how to pass the 1 hour essays. It's a lot of very powerful strategies, because people say, well, just pass or just meet the minimum competency. And I'm saying, no, those are very weak thoughts. Get out of here with those weak thoughts. You want to be above average. You want to be powerful when it comes to preparing, and you want to be especially powerful when it comes time to take that state bar exam. Now, an update on me. See, I get very excited about this. Now, I'm going to change the way that law students learn the law. I'm just following my dreams. And as for the woman issue, hey, okay, I'm just going to be honest too. I'm now attracting many more quality women, and I'm also like in good physical shape, all right? So, hey, I'm going to change the world. That's what I'm saying. And you can also change the world, and I can see that. And where does it start? It starts with success on the bar exam. Now, in the description, there is a code for a $25 discount. So let's get on that. Let's get started. And also get excited about this.